Hi and welcome to Faux Food Creations. I'm Emily and today I'm going to show you how to make mixed nuts using a DIY silicone mold. The first step is choosing the nuts that you want to mold, and then you'll need to brush off any debris. Then you'll need dish soap and a tub of warm water, and then you'll mix in the dish soap into the water. You'll need way more than that. I did not put enough this first round. This is actually how blue the water should be. And then this is 100% silicone. You'll want to put in enough into the water that will make sure to cover the thing that you're molding. And make sure to get your fingers nice and soapy and then start kneading. This whole process should take about 10 minutes. So for the first 5 minutes, I'd recommend keeping it kind of down in the water because it will get really sticky. Then once it's not as sticky and it doesn't stick to your fingers as much, you can bring it out. And then once you finally can touch it and it doesn't stick to your fingers at all, then it's ready to go. In this clip, I have it on parchment paper, but I would recommend wax paper. It works way better. You want to make sure that you're leaving the silicone thick enough that you can push something down into it without it touching the bottom. Just be careful that you are pushing it deep enough, but not so deep that it touches the bottom because you don't want any holes in the mold. I'd recommend leaving them overnight, and then after that you can pull them out and they pop out really easily. Depending on what you molded, you might want to take a brush and kind of brush it out, and then you can push air dry clay down into it, and then after a few hours you can just pull it out, and again, pops out really easily. You may need to trim the sides, but this is really easy because the clay will be really thin. And then once it's trimmed, you can move on to painting. These are the colors that I used for the cashews, walnuts, and almonds. And I started with this light base for the almonds. Then I took a kind of darker reddy tan color and painted it on. And then I took a dry brush and kind of brushed some of it away so that you can kind of see that base color popping through a bit. And this is what that should look like. Moving on to the cashews, I kind of used the same technique with this lighter base coat and then mixing in a little bit of the darker base or a darker color to kind of just add a little bit more dimension. And then again, the same process for the walnut. I did use a much darker color for the second coat, as you can see here, and then I made sure to get even darker in the little crevices that you'll see, and here's the finished product. And then of course I coated everything in a matte Mod Podge.